Hey guys, this is Bobby. I'm going to go over some training material with you so you can get you on the phone and get started making a lot of money. This is a great industry to be in right now. A lot of businesses need what we're selling, and we're really not even selling anything. We're giving away equipment, and we're lowering the merchant's monthly transaction fee. So you're in a great business. You never have to ask for any money. We never sell anything. We're giving away free things. We're lowering people's bills. And it's a great industry to be in. There's a lot of money to be made. So let's get started. Okay, so what is merchant services? I know a lot of you might know what it is. Most of you, I'm sure, don't know what merchant services is. So let me just break it down for you. We're going to learn the market here. Businesses take credit cards for payment. Anytime you go into a gas station or a liquor store or a grocery store and you swipe your credit card, merchants have to pay for that as well as you do. So I mean, there's always a fee for the transaction. They pay a fee for each transaction, and each month those fees tend to add up. And businesses are constantly trying to find a way to lower their bottom line and keep their costs down to a minimum. Without credit card companies, there would be no credit cards to accept. These companies govern not only how consumers use them, but also how the merchants accept them. So, I mean, merchants have to follow a certain set of rules as well. And right now, Visa and MasterCard account for 83% of all the credit cards in the United States. It's a huge market. And pretty much every business out there uses credit cards. So that's a good number for you guys. They charge consumers to use the cards as well as the merchants. So the merchants have to pay a monthly transaction fee, and that's where you come in. You're gonna look for these businesses that pay these transaction fees, and you're gonna offer to lower what their transaction fees are now into a much lower rate. And we can actually guarantee that our company has the absolute lowest transaction fees on the market. And when I say guarantee, I mean we back that up. And I'll go over that more in just a minute. So what kind of account types are there out there? When you go into a store, you deal mainly with like a face-to-face or retail type card presentation. That means that you're looking at the retailer, you're handing them the credit card, and they swipe your card right in front of you. That's a face-to-face transaction. That's pretty much most of what you're going to be dealing with. Most retailers have their credit card swipers right there in front of them with a computer. Everything's all set up there. The other type of account is the card not present, a CNP, which is credit card transactions that are taken over the phone, fax, email, mail, internet. If there's websites that people go on and enter their credit card information, all those are pretty much the CNP accounts where people accept credit cards without being face-to-face with the person. So that's the main two that you're going to mainly deal with. There's other ones, but that's the strongest type. You really won't see any of the other types. And most of them are going to be retail. So targeting businesses, we want to plan ahead into what we're going to be looking at with the businesses you'll be talking to. So the types of businesses mainly you're going to be talking to, just for some examples, you're going to be dealing with restaurants, shops, dentists, liquor stores, gas stations, pet boarding facilities, pretty much all types of pet shops. Those are usually smaller, non-franchise, unless you're dealing with like a Petco or PetSmart. Carpet cleaners, bakeries, landscapers, pool cleaners, massage therapists, accountants, optometrists, dog groomers, yoga instructors, physical therapists. There's literally all types of businesses out there that we're going to be really marketing to. I mean, basically, you just have to put yourself into the position of knowing if you've been in a store before, you've been around a merchant before that needs credit card services, so you tend to know which companies will take credit cards. But that some of them will surprise you. Some of them you'll call and it'll just say XYZ company, and it may sound like a shipping company that doesn't take credit cards from consumers, and then you'll end up getting a sale off of it anyway. So just touching ahead, one of my main key selling points is don't discriminate. So when you're contacting these stores, don't look at the kind of store you're calling. Just keep dialing. I mean, if they say they don't use credit cards, on to the next. 90% of the time they use credit cards. So yeah, don't discriminate. Just keep moving on to the leads. So why should businesses use us? Why should they come to us? What separates us from the rest of the competition? Because there's lots of businesses out there that do credit card processing, but I've been to 4 different companies, and I really landed with this one, mainly because they pay a lot, but also because they just have outstanding accolades. Number one, they have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. That's always nice to stand on. It gives you integrity when you're talking to these businesses. It means a lot that you have a ground to stand on. Another one is that they have all brand new equipment, all the newest technology in the market. They actually set up all the POS systems, like when you go to a restaurant and you see the waitress typing in the touch screen, filling out the order and sending it back to the kitchen. That's a POS system. They can swipe in, they can program it. That's all free. The company does that all for free. If you look it up online and actually try to find a company that does POS systems, these businesses are paying thousands of dollars for it. So that's one good thing. If you ever talk to restaurants, just tell them we have free POS systems. We program it for free, and it is a low monthly maintenance fee, and we'll go over that a little bit later with you. There's the newest technology, lowest rates, guaranteed. As I was saying before, we do guarantee it. We're so confident with the rates that if any business shows us a rate that we cannot beat, we will guarantee in writing that we'll write them a check for $1,000 on the spot. I mean, that right there just gets your foot in the door. Anybody who says that they have the lowest rates, tell them to prove it to you. Tell them, let's see. If you can prove it to me that your rates are lower than what I can get you, we will write you a check for $1,000. Either way, it's a win-win situation. Businesses love that. They'll eat it up. That's a good way to get them to get you their rate sheets. And then once they do show you the rate sheets, and then you show them that you can beat it, then it's just a no-brainer. Okay, I'm going to save you $150 a month. That's going to work out to $1,000 a year. We're going to get you all new equipment. We have 24-hour customer service. We'll even pay your termination fee to get you out of the contract you're currently in. You just roll down the benefits to them, and once their ear is open and they're listening to you, it's a no-brainer. They'll always go with you. So, what to expect when you get into the business? You want to expect a certain amount of things. For those of you that have been in sales before, I'm sure you have a daily agenda, you have a daily plan of what you're doing on each hour, each day, each week. You have a certain set of goals. Goals are the number one thing to keep in mind before you even begin your day, before you begin your week or month. I'm sure that if you're in sales, you already know that goals is the number one thing you need to have in order to be successful. And in this business, if you put in the numbers, you will get the sales. That's just a law of numbers. If you keep calling and if you keep contacting all these businesses, it will turn over for you. Average calls per hour we've seen is about 25. Agents usually spend the full hour on the phone, constantly dialing, and you will contact about 25 on average. I mean, if you're really dialing through a lot of businesses that are out for lunch or whatever, it may increase, but the average call is about 25 calls an hour, which works out, if you're working a 4-hour shift, which I recommend, a 4-hour shift will be 100 calls per day. The average reps right now are doing about 1 sale for every 100 calls. So you can plan out your day to make 100 calls, 25 an hour, and you can make a goal of getting 1 sale every day. So that's really where you want to gauge your sales. You want to really push towards that 100 calls, 1 sale. So don't get discouraged on your first hour if you don't get a sale. Don't get discouraged on your third hour if you don't get a sale, because the law of numbers will kick in. On the average, you will get a 1 sale on average for every 100 calls, and this is just the average reps. Once you start getting better and better and you start getting your rhythm, most of our reps that have been here for a year or two, they're getting 2 to 3 sales per day, because they've already got the rhythm, they've got the flow, they can talk to businesses, they know exactly what things to say. Some people pick it up quicker than others. Maybe you'll pick it up in the first couple weeks, you'll be getting 2 to 3 sales per day. It's happened. We have a few guys that are doing that now.